Hello and welcome to Journalism 350 Magazine Writing. I am Dr. Marianne Pearson, and this is my 13th year at CBU. From the years 05 through 12, I was on main campus, and I was the faculty advisor for the Banner newspaper, the Angelos Yearbook, and Pursuit magazine, which I was the founding advisor for Pursuit magazine. So I love magazine writing. I have witnessed over my career in journalism and as a journalism professor, I have witnessed that the industry has changed, gone through lots of changes and just different changes that have come along. And one of the bigger items of change has been that now the style of writing, once entitled magazine writing, has now become blog writing, article writing, web content writing, and is everywhere online. I don't ever think magazines will fully die. There are certain magazines that will always be there, whether they are in print or online. And I love magazine writing. So I love teaching this course, even though the platforms change. It used to be that people had many subscriptions to magazines, and now they may read a few or read them when they're in a doctor's office or dentist office or read them online. But I'm here to say that style of writing and the genre of having well-designed, graphically designed pages and layouts and the visual along with the written word is just an incredible art form in my opinion. So in 2012, I came to CBU Online, left all things journalism on main campus and transferred to CBU Online, where I'm now the chair of arts and sciences. I teach journalism courses, I teach public relations courses, and communication studies courses. And I am the department chair, as I said, but I'm also the director of our incredible master's programs in comm and PR, which are online and can be done in 1 year. So if you're thinking at all, if you're approaching your senior year and you're thinking you'd like to do a 5th year and really gain some specific knowledge regarding communication studies or public relations, which is a very lucrative field with lots of jobs, and I have a list of over a couple hundred graduates who are now working in public relations who went through the PR program or the journalism program or the communication studies program on main campus and at Ops. So I love to be a resource to students. So if you want to talk about the kinds of jobs out here in the Inland Empire or across the country in public relations where you can use skills like what you're going to learn in this course, magazine writing, definitely send me an email. I love to mentor students, so I'm happy to coach you in any way. I wanted to come on and at least just orient you to how the course works. This course was actually an older build where it's scheduled to be rebuilt this summer. So I had to go in and modify some things to make it a little more user-friendly for you. As we teach online, we're continually updating our courses and keeping the material fresh and keeping the number of assignments at a point where it's relevant for what we're teaching. And in this course, magazine writing, the best way to become a good writer of feature content, whether it's going to be for a magazine or for online content or for a public relations campaign, is to read lots of good material and to write quite a bit. So practice makes perfect. That old adage really works in this type of writing. So you will find you do have some assignments that repeat weekly that will be about reading good magazines or reading articles online or reading magazines online, and also about kind of analyzing the style of writing and then doing lots of writing yourself, because the more you write, the better you get. The more you read good writing, the better you get. And so think of it as a training. When you're working out, you do repetitions, you do squats. I'm a bike rider, I have to put my miles in, and by doing that, you get better and better. And the same with writing. So my guarantee is that you will finish this course as a better magazine style writer, blog style writer, content for web style writer, just a better writer overall. So with that said, let's take a look at week 1. This week, I have another lecture, 2 lectures. This one is actually one that's from a couple of years ago, so I wanted to give you a fresh one as well. I have a link to some online magazines because you're going to be required to do some magazine writing. So if you take a look on Issue, if you're not familiar with this, you can find all kinds of magazines. Say you wanted to read magazines on education. They're all here, so you can do your magazine writing through Issue if you don't have hard copies of magazines around, and you can search for topics that interest you. Okay, you will also have here your first article review assignment. So read that one over. Basically what you're doing is choosing an article and or a blog or a website, and you're reading the article, identifying the publisher, the magazine title, the genre of the magazine. That would be, is it a lifestyle magazine about fashion, or is it a cooking magazine? What sports magazine? What type of magazine is it? You're going to summarize the article in 50 words or less, and then determine the credibility as it's described here, and the visual appeal. That's the part. I love graphic designed pages that just really go with the story and emphasize the meaning. And that's what's so nice about the genre of magazines, is you get to see something in a design form. So you're looking at that as well. You're critiquing it, and then you are responding to at least 2 course mates. It says no less than 200 words. I think it might take you a few more than that. But I have to tell you, one other great thing about this course is I value a well-written, concise paper, and our papers are not very long because we value well-written, concise papers. But they're not really short either. They're just the right size for the requirement. You have a reflection and introduction, and I'm asking you to do a YouTube or VoiceThread introduction that you will post here and tell us what you are passionate about, and verbally discuss with us what you've read in chapter 1, a little bit about the anatomy of a newspaper feature article. And so follow this prompt, but rather than writing it, I'm just allowing you to do this verbally as a way of introducing yourself to your course mates. You have a writing assignment, and that is listed here. Friedlander and Lee is a fantastic book, a really good keeper, one to keep. You're reading an article, and then you are summarizing and analyzing it as described here. Then towards the bottom of our course each week, I will probably have resources. I mean, not every week, but many weeks I do. And so this is about Barbara Walters' interview with magazine editor Anna Wintour from Vogue, because interviewing is extremely important. To get the good article, you need a good interview. And then I have how to write articles and blog posts. These are resources. They're not tied specifically to an assignment, but they will enrich the learning. So please do take a look at those. And then let's go to week 2. Just want to take you through the first couple of weeks to orient you. So my agendas, I've made them in more of a narrative form. So it says you'll be reading chapter 3 and working on a reflection and a magazine article review. And as you move through the text, please reach out if you have questions. We don't have the leisure of being up in the James building on the 3rd floor and you raising your hand and saying, I didn't understand this part, or staying after to talk to me, but we do have electronic communication. You can email me, we can set up a phone call, but I'm very good about getting back to you quickly. If there's something you've read that you want clarification on, please do reach out. You have a reflection. I've placed a little bit of faith integration here, some quotes, and link to online magazines. I've just included that for your convenience so that you have it to look at for other magazines. Now, I want to land on this for a moment because all through the years my children were growing up, I was a freelance magazine writer, and I still am, except now I write in academic journals because that's what it works well for me as a professor. But I still occasionally write for magazines. It is a great little side gig to gain credits out there that you have published clips, and to keep yourself sharp and to be known within the industry. And sometimes it can lead to full-time work. So here are some places. This is just a resource for you, but just to give you an idea of the industry out there and where you can find places to write freelance. So that is week 2. I'll go ahead and move on to week 3 quickly. Week 3, again, your agenda, which explains that you'll be reading chapter 4, completing the reflection and review, as well as the writing assignment. And you're learning something that's very, very important: how to write an excellent query, which used to always be on good business stationery and written, and mailed, snail mail. Well, now it's email. But the skill set is still very similar. You have to be able to hook the editor to want to see what you're writing about and what you are proposing. So this will help you, and you are actually going to write a query letter. You have a reflection, and you have a note from me, a writing assignment, and I have some PowerPoints there, and then the link to the online magazines. So those of you who haven't had me in class before, I want you to understand that although my syllabus says I do not accept late work, if you have extreme emergency, of course, email me. I will work with you. I just have that as the basic policy, but if there's an emergency, I certainly will work with you, and I understand what it's like to be very overwhelmed and busy and other things come up, so do reach out to me. to me. I take it on a case-by-case basis, so please do feel free to reach out to me. Also, I care about my students. If you have a prayer request, please do reach out. I'd be happy to pray for you. If I can help you in any way, if you ever want to hear about possible jobs, I'm very involved in the PRSA, Public Relations Society of America. I'm also very involved with CAPIO, California Public Information Officials, and these are all jobs that use communication, PR, journalism skill sets. If you ever want to set up an appointment to chat with me, I'm here to do that as well. And I pray you have a great week. And I'll be talking to you again soon.